The movement has started, the future is near. New league, new teams, a new story starts here. Where a nation began, we're big nose, no bounds. We're hot, we'll be hotter, time to turn up this sound. Where glamour meets grit, where empires are grown. Where great things launch, and the game returns home. 8 hungry cities, one less of the same. We're doing it different, reimagining the game. This is Dallas, Tampa, St. Louis, NYC. It's Seattle, Houston, LA, and DC. It's happening, get ready, time to scream, time to yell. This is football reborn. This is the XFL.
Welcome. I'm back to XFL Live Podcast. I am your one and only host, Elijah Martinez, with the lovely Miss Kelly Harley. Kelly, say what's up.
What's up?
So we have now, this is called time ticking down. Is now we're reaching to that point where the XFL last year has done their draft and getting players on here. But the question is, can we see the XFL in the 2021? Kelly, what'd you think of that thought?
I think it's really good.
All right. What do you think that the league has to do that they have to do better than what happened over a couple months ago with them shutting down business and their former owner just jumped ship and just basically tried to leave it in for bankruptcy?
Okay. Well, in the first place, he shouldn't have left because that's how he left. He shouldn't have left that way because one, he should let everybody know in advance that he was going to think about leaving, and two, well, nobody knows what he did because he's not saying, so nobody can get hold of him now.
Correct. And the thing that sucks about it is that a lot of the players that he wild up about giving them an opportunity. Yeah, he gave them the opportunity, and then he abandoned on that opportunity. And a lot of the players today, we don't know how they feel. Maybe they feel that, you know what, this guy just left us in the wind, and he basically stopped believing in the movement. And that's what I see. I see that Vince McMahon just basically abandoned ship, so because he didn't believe in the movement anymore.
Yep, he got it started up and everything, and he left, which is not fair to nobody, unfair to none of them.
So now the question is, when they return, now we're reaching down, and we see people they got 6 weeks now to start the XFL draft, which is now, it's kind of true. It's countdown to spring football again. Will we see the XFL in 2021? And the question is, we don't know. A lot of things in the air, and there's rumor is that the XFL hasn't hired anybody yet, but we've seen Danny Garcia and The Rock saying that they're putting the work in, so it's a possibility that we might see the XFL back.
Yeah, it's very good in here.
And we all know that Danny Garcia being the first female to run a professional league and all that football, that is miraculous. If she could give us what the fans want, and basically the fans what is for the love of the game and love of football, and that's what actually the motto was for XFL, for the love of football, giving the players opportunity, and that's what Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has basically said. Let's give our athletes who doesn't get that shot at the NFL or even get in the NFL, let's give them a league for them. Let's give a league for the fans. And like I said, a lot of people that were at the XFL games, they loved the game, and a lot of people were upset that Mr. McMahon just basically shut the door.
Yeah, and like I said, nobody left, and nobody knows nothing. No, nothing at all. Nobody has talked to him or nothing. Nothing at all. So nobody knows if because of virus or not.
Now the question is if they could do what actually Mr. McMahon cannot do, and the hopes is anything's a possibility. Danny Garcia, Redbird Capital, and the Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, can they bring that love for football back? Because as we know, all the teams are now in Meridian theme, but we haven't heard anything about any coaches. We haven't heard anything about any of the other things, but any of the other possibility of employment. But we don't know what Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Danny Garcia, or Redbird Capital are actually doing behind the scenes. We don't know any of that, and there's a lot of sources that are inconclusive and are not basically true up to the point. And like from our friends from the XFL Hub, we agree with them. There's going to be more news, more resources, and more stories that come about in a matter of weeks. Because we all know XFL means a lot to everybody.
Yes, they sure do.
The next question is, we heard someone who worked with the XFL is now 6 weeks in. 6 weeks in is countdown. Can they get it within 6 weeks? Possibly let us know a possibility that the XFL can be. We don't know. 6 weeks, Kelly. What do you think? A lot could go on 6 weeks.
Yes, that one is so true. They could possibly let us know if we're going to play or not, or what. That was when it happened.
Yep. There's a lot of things that they could do in 6 weeks. We could possibly get the XFL draft. We could possibly hear about who's ever going to be working on there. But the questions all coming in: who's going to be their next commissioner? We've seen Jeffrey Polak, the former president of XFL. Can he be the one to run the league as commissioner? Question is, Kelly. So who we've been speculating this is that some of the players that were released will be coming back, and the questions is there's a lot of question marks in the air. We don't know because we did see a lot of players that did get their opportunity for the NFL this summer, and now they're on teams today.
Yeah. And so, you know what? That's okay though, because we could get newer people to play.
Amen. So there's a lot of possibilities. The only thing is that they need to look where they're coming from.
Yeah.
Now sources did research did say, and I seen this recently today. Danny Garcia, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and other XFL people who have been helping around the clock with them all had a Zoom meeting today. And nobody knows what they said in there. And this is where I was saying that they're working very hard behind the scenes. And my question on there to you, Kel, is can we see something possibly coming up in the next couple of weeks or maybe then?
Yeah, we possibly could because I'm pretty sure everybody all over the world is wondering what exactly happened in that meeting. So I'm pretty sure at one thing we are going to find out what exactly was said.
That is totally true. That is totally right. Anything can happen. Possibly, like I said, we know that they're working behind the scenes, and they're really trying not to let anybody in, to let anything about what's going on right now. But the question is, in the next couple of weeks, can we see something? It's a possibility. It's a possibility, and like I said, it's all up in the air right now. This is all on the XFL's new ownership and their new team, and how they could build a league that can actually be successful. The next question that they do have is saying that they're trying to get the teams to run smaller venues, and that will actually be the smartest thing that they do. That will be the smartest thing that they do, is that having these teams run smaller venues. We all know that the Tampa Bay Vipers are saying that they don't want them to run a smaller venue, that they want to stay at the Raymond James Stadium. Other people said that would be kind of stupid, that these players, these teams that are staying at these big name NFL stadiums, they're not going to get as many fan base than they will get in smaller venues. Kelly, what is your thoughts on that?
Well, that depends. See, I really don't know too much about football, but I do know this much. Yeah, it is a dumb idea because of the fact that it is very small there.
Correct. In my personal opinion on this, Kelly, and you may agree on this, I don't think that they should be at a bigger venue which holds a NFL team, because we don't know that the NFL team might be a little worried about it. I think they need to start at somewhere where they could actually grow at, and it's being a smaller venue is a possibility. Then that will help you in the long run.
Yeah, well, they've been in that one for quite a few years.
Correct. That is correct. So there's everything up in the air, guys. This is a 2-part episode. This is part 1, and we'll see you guys in a couple minutes.